and that includes a game at the Lakers next Friday. ESPN Bet, by the way, has the Lakers with the fourth shortest odds to win the NBA championship. And I will tell you something, Marcus Morris. In our meeting this morning, so just a little behind the scenes, right? We got a 6 o'clock in the morning meeting here. Everyone's kind of talking. We're talking through some ideas, bouncing stuff, throwing up against the wall, see what sticks. You said something that no one has said since they got Luka. Not one person has said what you said this morning, and that is you think the Lakers are going to win the title this year.
I do think the Lakers are going to win the title, right? You had Luka Doncic that's been there, that's almost carried Dallas to the finals last year. You add LeBron James, you add these core role players that know how to win, right? You have the smartest guy, the smartest IQ in the game, right?
That's LeBron, you mean?
They're not, yes, of course. They're not even showing what they can do. I think that they're playing chess right now and not even putting anything on the table. It will be exciting to see how they mesh with LeBron James' IQ and J.J. Redick's IQ, right? To be able to go into 7-game series with any of these teams in the West, I think they're just well prepared.
You know, Shams, when you literally broke the internet, we overuse that expression, but in that case, you genuinely did with that trade. Here's how it sort of feels to me. That trade fell in the lap of Rob Pelinka, and so he made it. But it wasn't something he was thinking, oh, I can win the championship this year. It was, of course, you make the trade for Luka, and then we figure it out from there. So pretty much all of the reaction that we had here immediately was, oh, this puts them in great shape to eventually put together a championship team. This feels ahead of schedule.
Yeah, so the deal itself, you have to have relationships on both sides with a guy like Nico Harrison to make that deal. And also, everyone talks about how much they gave up. Mark Cuban even came out and said, you know, if you're going to trade Luka Doncic, you got to get 4 first-round picks. You got to get Austin Reeves. You got to get all these different things. He gave up Anthony Davis, which, again, that's a heralded talent to give up. I think people just want to poo-poo on Anthony Davis. This is one of the best players in the league on any given night. But when the Lakers made that trade, it was, we're sending Anthony Davis to a win-now team. That's a win-now contender in Dallas. We want a face of the franchise for the next 10 years. That's how they viewed it. Maybe even they underestimated how quick Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves, right? 3 guys that really need the ball in their hands, how they've been able to thrive together. And they've done it without a big. In a lot of ways, a guy that we know can be a starting center. Jackson Hayes has been thrust into it. He came into the year a backup third-string center. He's been thrust into that starting role, and he's shined in it.
Can they do it this quickly, Alan?
Here's why they can do it this quickly, because the West normally has had contenders, experienced contenders. This is that transition time in the NBA where there's some younger teams. Again, Oklahoma City, Cleveland. Austin is the one mainstay, I think, that is still there, that has won in the past and continues to. Denver, as we see with Jokic, is still a formidable team, but not quite what they were when they won a championship. So there really is, the door's open if there was ever a year to do it, if you could take advantage, as we talked about. If there's a weakness to a great team like the Thunder, it is the lack of experience. It's the one thing that the Lakers have. They have tons of experience when it comes to LeBron and Luka and what they've done. So the door might be open short term for them to get it done this year. That's why there is a chance.
They play the Warriors tonight, by the way. Yesterday, that was a first-round matchup set up. As of this morning, it isn't because the Lakers have moved up. You never know where that winds up. LeBron and Luka are one thing. How about Steph and playoff Jimmy? How real are they as a contender this year?
Definitely real. If you have any team that has Steph Curry on it, is a real contender, right? And you add playoff Jimmy with Draymond, right? They have the pieces. Playoff Jimmy gets a chance to play on a team with guys that's done it before, right? He gets a chance to be on that stage. Draymond, the emotional leader. Second in defensive player of the year, maybe third, right? So you don't really see a drop down. Any team that goes up against Golden State is going to have trouble. Any team.
They're sort of the old heads. Here we were this morning having a generational conversation. You got OKC, super young. You got Houston, super young, ridiculously talented. Is it too soon for those teams? And then you got Steph in one place, and you got LeBron in another place, and you got,
the Expendables.
Don't overlook Kawhi. Kawhi, look, I mean, if I had $1 for every time I said, if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, then they could do this, then I would be a very rich man. But the reality is the Clippers are a team, when you watch them when they are whole, which happens like the Halley's Comet, but if they're healthy in the playoffs, the Clippers are a team to be reckoned with.
We're talking about 2 guys, Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard, who Marcus has firsthand experience with. They turn it on when the playoffs start, right? Like when they're healthy and going. And we've seen Kawhi Leonard, he started a little slow when he got back, minutes restriction, 16, 17 points a game. what is he averaging in the last like 15, 25, like 7 and 4 assists?
It's his
like
time. It's time.
It's his time now.
It's
And
time.
same with Jimmy Butler, 18 and 2 with him and Steph.
And James Harden, let's not sleep on how well he's played this year. That's almost
He's
gone
been the
under
rock.
the
He's
radar.
been the rock
how
and the
great
anchor
he's
there.
been.
And the other guys, Norm Powell
Powell's
actually leads the team in
fantastic.
scoring, right? Zubac, double machine. He's
And they
had
have
a
great
career
coaching.
year.
So,
Great
so
coaching.
let me just wrap it up with this. You're telling me you're a believer because we have the Warriors on the screen
Yeah.
there, and that's obviously, I keep using this word. I don't know if this is the right way to describe it, but sort of the old seasoned group in the West and then the young guns in the West. You're telling me you're buying into the old guys. It'll be one of those teams that comes out of the West this year.
Definitely, I'm buying into that. And I love the word old guys, right? I love that word because in the playoff, old guys get it done. When you look at experience, yes, the Boston Celtics aren't old guys, but their experiences as older players, right? They've been there multiple times. Old guys get it done, and you need them.
Okay, we'll see if that's what winds up happening. In the meantime, this is your first day with us here. I'm going to introduce you to something that we call That Boy. Evan, Cavs beat the Knicks 124-105. Knicks are 8-6 since they lost Jalen Brunson. What is the Knicks' playoff ceiling if Brunson is back and healthy?
Put me on the spot. We're going to say ceiling. This is not a prediction. This is just the best they could be this year. They could reach the conference finals because we have not seen this team whole yet with Jalen Brunson out there, with Mitchell Robinson, with Karl-Anthony Towns out there as two bigs. There's a lot more that this team can be. They just got to get there.
Marcus Morris, the Celtics had their 9-game win streak snapped last night by Miami. Boston was without Drew Holiday, without Kristaps Porzingis, without Al Horford. Celtics are second in the East, but are they your favorite to win the championship?
They are my favorite, right? They understand sitting guys. This game was planned to get guys rest. They understand what's going on, what's at stake. They've been there over and over again. I have to go with the Celtics.
Okay, and then finally, Marcus, I'm staying with you.
Yeah.
The Houston Rockets crushed Utah. Houston has won 50 games this season. Rockets have a 3-game lead for the 2 seed in the West. Are you buying them as legitimate contenders?
I would say no. Who's been there? Fred VanVleet. I have to see more from these guys. Young team. Trajectory is going the right way, but contender? Absolutely not.
When we talk about a building team that maybe
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn tố tượng. Tượng hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là túi thực phẩm. Các bạn ơi, hôm nay tượng của mình là cải thảo. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu tô nhé. Không nhớ được cái gì hết, cho cái não nó bị kìa. Đợi á. Em bảo với anh kia là em chuẩn bị đi thực tập rồi. Anh kia vẫn bảo là thế thì